Hello, everybody. We are here in another Theros 8-4 draft. Whew! For those of you who joined me yesterday, uh, I lost the first game. So I'm going to try to right the ship as I am leaving in as soon as this thing gets done rendering and gets uploaded. As soon as this thing gets done, I am going to Montreal. I'm going to participate in a limited Grand Prix, which means I'm going to have to know how these cards work. And I have been doing terribly, just losing so much more than I'm winning. So let's see if we can right the ship. And this is a good sign. We opened a Burmaz last draft, and then I proceeded to do terribly. So hopefully Harold uh, will help me out. Maybe I can pick up some of his friends, Gary and Phil. I couldn't think of something for Disciple of Phoenix very quickly. Other cards in the pack that are really good: Flayed Conflagration, Fall of the Hammer, and Demolock are all things that I enjoy playing. But I feel like that was just strictly the best card in the pack. It's a 3/3 for 3 with flying. That's really hard to mess with. And then in this pack, there's a bunch of cards. Skirmishers, fine. Siren's probably my favorite card in the pack. Rollicker's fine if you're in like the deck for it. This Eidolon is alright. It's not exciting by any stretch of the imagination. It's a 2-1 for 2, or it can pump up your guy, but it's definitely alright. I'd rather have 1-1 Death Touch probably, but the extra power is good if you're in some situations. Not most though, probably. Let's see. Um, you could just take the Siren here and just kind of go towards blue-black. The Sun God's really good too, but I don't know. I don't know. This seems fine for me. Um, and we get Excoriate, which is really good in the white-black deck. Because you're typically playing defense in that deck, and you can just excoriate your opponent's guy away. Grave Robber Spider is pretty good too. He's a giant spider with upside, which is always a good thing to have, especially in a format where there's a lot of 2 toughness flyers buzzing around. 3 power, 2 toughness, or 3 power, 2 toughness flyers are like the biggest threats, and that deals with it without any issues. Faded Infatuation is a interesting card. You have to be very heavy blue though. Um, hmm. Let's go with the removal spell. Probably not the right pick, but I'll take it. And then here, I don't know if these packs have just been weak, or if I'm just missing like some of these cards are bombs. But I'll take a Spirit of the Labyrinth. I think it's fine. 3-1 for 2 is never going to be bad. And maybe we could even become like some weird aggressive version of the white black deck where we go like, we get Spirited Labyrinth and Herald out and we're just beaten down. Don't know. Yeah, I'll take it. It's a fine card. Um, Enlightenment is a super good card. Uh, Never upset to be playing it. +1/+1 counter on it, and it gets flying. So even if the enchantment gets blown up, it only loses flying. And then whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you can bounce it to your hand and then replay it on something else. So if you have out like a Wingseed Rider, you can play it on the Wingseed Rider, it gets 2 +1/+1 counters, and then you play something else, you can bounce it, play it on the Wingseed Rider again, and it can just generate a ton of advantage through that. Um, I think people are a little lower on Bolt now than they used to be, which is interesting. I kind of want to take the Enlightenment, but at the same time, I think I'll just take the Eidolon. The Enlightenment is like a super good card, but I haven't seen a lot of blue coming through here. All right. Looks like green's open, which because Nyxborn Wolf, Unravel the Aether, Immortal's Resolve are all very playable cards. Um, and I love being in green, but during my recent just losing streak, I've been playing a lot of green. So I'm going to try to stay away from it in this draft. So if in case you've been seeing a lot of really good green cards go by, and I've been kind of glazing over them, that's why. I'm trying to branch out and try different color combinations because I've been playing a lot of green. Um, Servant of Timber or Acolyte's Reward? We're probably more likely to be black than white at the moment, so I'll just take the Servant. We could easily go blue if we get like some really good blue stuff going. Um, and I'm just kind of hedging my bet against that. So there's another Servant. I really like Servant. I think he's a pretty good guy. Eternity Snare. If it said enters the battlefield, draw a card and tap enchanted creature, this card would be good. As it stands, it only is a cantrip for 6 mana that lets something not untap. So basically turns something into a blocker, which I don't really like. I feel like this card should be good, but it's missing that one clause that really would put it over the edge. Okay, just a random pack with, I guess, 2 good red cards. Like an actually good red card and a red card that you're probably going to run. Hmm. Drifters or Necrobite? I play with Necrobite a bit. It's interesting. It's a lot of mana to leave up, though. I played with Drifters as well. I'll just go with the Necrobite. We're probably going to be trying to grind out advantage and stuff like that, so if we're in the black-white deck. This is a pretty late for a Glimpse, I think. Glimpse is a pretty good card. It lets you tap down their entire team, basically. And when you tap down their entire team, what are they going to do about it? Like, you can just use it as like a win condition in most decks. And in a deck like we're playing, where we want to be very defensive, we can probably manipulate the board so it goes into a board stall if we're playing the white-black deck correctly. And then just top deck a Glimpse of the Sun God, tap down his entire team, and then just start attacking. Um, we have a few enchantments. We have 2, 3. Yeah, this is probably fine. I don't think it'll make the deck, but it's fine. I don't think we need a Grizzly transformation, so we'll just take the Drifters. Hold at bay or Claim? If we're looking for a board stall, Claim might be interesting to have in our deck. Probably not good, but interesting. I don't really think Hold the Bay is that good, so I'll take the Claim and hide it. Oh, look at that. Another Claim. I'm probably not going to run 2. I'll cut it for signaling purposes, though. That might actually make the deck. It's a 2/4. It blocks. It doesn't attack especially well, but it does block. Wow. Okay. So we opened some good cards here. Wingseed Rider, Phalanx Leader, and Lash of the Whip, God's Willing. Lash of the Whip is actually probably the worst of the 4. It doesn't kill everything, and it also is very expensive, where these guys are pretty slim. Uh, hmm. This is interesting. Between the Phalanx Leader and the Wingseed Rider. I kind of almost want to take the Leader, because we are going to be making a lot of like high toughness, low power cards. And with the Phalanx Leader out, like 1 or 2 heroic triggers and these cards become like pretty good. That's good for everything. You put 2+1/+1 counters on it's probably going to be really good, but yeah. I think the upside on the Phalanx Leader is better than that of the Wingseed Rider. But I don't know. That could be entirely wrong. Alright, so we go from a pack with everything we want to a pack with a Chosen by Heliod. It's not the worst card, and if we're planning on being a pseudo defensive deck with a couple of aggressive cards to put some pressure on them early, if we need to, or to manipulate the board with, I'm perfectly fine with the Chosen. I'd rather pick it up like, 7th pick, but hey, you can't always pick which cards you get and when. Cards in the pack that are really good. Leaf Crown Dryad, Vaporkin, Time to Feed are among them. Colors were not in, blue and green, but oh well. Hopefully this is just a fluke pack. The rare was taken out, so I think this is just, you know, the inherent variance of Magic. Alright. We get a Century of the Underworld. I'll flag that. The Shipwreck Singer's a really good card. The issue is we're splashing the blue side if we do take it and run it. So we don't really want to be doing that. Alternatively, I could take like a Tormented Hero and maybe we could play a more aggressive deck where we go like Tormented Hero into Spirit Labyrinth into Herald. And that's a curve that's going to be very difficult to deal with. But at the same time, I don't know. We could do that. I don't think it's the best though. And also I don't really like splashing if I don't have to. And I don't think I really have to in this deck right now. Alternatively, I could take the Tormented Hero or the Bloodtool Harpy and wait for the Century to wheel. I think I'm just going to take the safe pick and go with the Century. I don't want to risk it not wheeling because it's a very good card in our deck. Oh, hey, Gary. Your friend Harold's already at the party, so you might as well get there too. I'd be perfectly fine getting either of these cards back. There's what, 1, 2... There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 playables left in the pack. Yeah, they're probably not getting back to me. Unless there's like some big bunch of people who aren't playing black. Namely 7 other people, but oh well. I'll take a Gray Merchant this late. What else? What else? Want a Lampad or a Harpy? Harpy's good because it hits on turn 3 and it, can block like a Vaporkin or a Wingseed Rider. At least for like a turn. If they already are starting to Megatron it. And Cavern Lampad, I just still don't think it's that impactful. Unless you're able to like immediately suit it up with a Herald or, suit up a Herald with it. Or a Nyxborn Eidolon or Spirit of the Labyrinth. Like, you really do need to put this on something or have something put on it for it to be good. 4 mana Intimidate isn't the best, so I'm going to take the Harpy. Maybe we'll get something back out of this pack. Probably not. It looks like a pretty weak pack. Wow, that's a pretty late Baleful Eidolon, and I'll take it. I don't think we need to take the Lash of the Whip right now. I'd much rather just get a very powerful creature. Because we take this, we put it on the Century of the Underworld, and then what do they ever do? Like, they can't block it, they can't attack through it, it just becomes a total nightmare. You can put it on like a Servant of Timurit. Like, there's a lot of really good things you can do, and this is a very defensive... Because this can be a very defensive card, and that's what we need in this deck, I think. I say looking at my curve, which is super low, so... reasons. Oh my god, if I was in blue, or if I was in green. If we are on the defensive playing plan, this is the card that beats us. So I think I'm just going to cut this card. I'm fine with a bunch of 3/3s. We have like 2/4s and blockers and whatnot. We can deal with it, so. All right, and then we get Return Centaur, March of the Returned, Catoblipas, and a Unicorn. Um, could take the Unicorn. Unicorn's probably not bad. It ramps us a little bit, so we can get like our we can go like turn 2 creature, turn 3 Opaline Unicorn, turn 4 suit up with the Herald. Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna have places to put our mana in the late game. Horse. We're not the Flyers deck necessarily, so the horse isn't that good. The horse is really good against with like in a flyer deck because you can just run over them. Um, but if we are going to play very defensively, then I think this is a good card. And plus, I don't want to run Battle Priest or Wanderer or anything. So, as I just said, I don't want to run these cards. But I mean, Battle Priest is fine. It's a 1/3 on turn 2. It attacks, it blocks, gets cut from the deck eventually. Cantrip are fine. Always like having a pair of sandals in the deck. Not necessarily too sweet. Lightning Bolt. 1 mana, deal 3. That'll always be good in the deck. Alright. I mean, we can cobble together something with this slab of cards. I'd much rather have some other stuff in it, though. And we didn't really open anything good. Well, we opened something very good. Prophet is just an insane card. Uh, if you can like ramp, if you can go like turn 4 this, and you have still a clutch full of a handful of a clutch full of cards, you can just be like, all right, play a dude out next on your turn, then I play a dude out on my turn, then I play a dude out on your turn. You just get so much tempo out of it. It's really good. Um, I think we're just gonna take the last breath. I'm not taking like a Viper's Kiss or a Scourge Mark first pick, and it is removal. Um, if we were in green, black green, then Freaka's Mender would be great. I know. There's a black green deck that we should have been in. The white's been kind of mediocre to subpar, but I'm trying to not play green in this draft because I just don't want to. I want to see what other decks are like right now. So we'll just take that. I'm very afraid of playing the Prophet deck, but I'm sure it'll work out fine. That's only a regular rare. All right, it's not a mythic. All right, so there's a God's Willing, a Scholar, which I think we can wheel, and there's a Baleful Eidolon and a Lash of the Whip. We really have only the Excoriate as removal. The Necrobite is like pseudo removal, I guess. Last Breath is conditional as well. Lash of the Whip could be a good pick here. Or maybe I think we just want another Eidolon. Just, you know, throw it on a Servant or a Sentry or one of the guys with big toughness and just make it impossible for them to attack us. Hopefully this comes on the wheel. I mean, there's a lot of really good cards in this pack. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's definitely 8 other playable cards. And some people are higher on, some other cards. So, yeah, I'll just take it. Ding? Oh my god. Okay, so as soon as I say, well, we need some removal spells, we get 2 removal spells, or rather 3 removal spells for us, which are all great. Defensive guy that I would love to play, Gray Merchant who I would love to play, but 4/4 flying first strike for 5. I mean, I can't not take it. I just can't. Like, oh my god. I know Gray Merchant is going to be super impactful on our board. Sip and Divine Verdict are things that we need. Cure is also a fine card, and as is that, but I think we just need something like this. And then the next pack's just going to have like nothing in it for us after we get everything we want in this pack and more. No, no, we got an Observant Alcid. Observant Alcid is, again, I'm going to try to wheel these right now. We'll see if they get back to us. But I think the Alcid's good. Uh, you know, you can make some of your cards have vigilance, and that's pretty big game. I mean, so I'm going to take it. All right, another last breath. I think we want the Phalanx. It's more likely to run that than these two. Jeez. Oh, we got a sip though. I guess another Harpy. Yeah, this pack came back with all the cards that we cared about. If we're gonna be the grindy deck, we don't want anyone else to be grindy. Okay. What is this card doing here? Jeez. I'll take the removal spell. Alright, and then we should start seeing our scholars. Unless somebody else is in our colors, in which case I'm gonna feel dumb. I'm gonna feel very dumb. I'm just confused as to why they have the comma just chilling out over there. What? I think we want the second sip. We have two last breaths, so we don't need that, and we already have a bunch of early game stuff, so second sip. March of the Returned. I don't think we care about a Deathbellow Raider or the Rambler. I'll take the Raider because it's, I think, a better card. All right. Hopefully, this is a good deck. I'd rather not be forced to drown my sorrows in the side events table this weekend. And a little bit of pick me up right now would probably be a good thing. All right. So not playing either of the claims. Probably not playing that, honestly. Nope. 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 Those guys get in. We'll see about you. No. All right. Put you two there. You three are 5 drops. We'll cut the horse. I don't think we really need it. Man, would have loved that second Gray Merchant, but Celestial Archon is just stupid good. Um, oh, those are actually all creatures. All right. So I have to make one more cut. Um. Oh, I'll make you into a 5 drop. All right. So I think we can cut the Great Heart. We have a ton of really powerful 3 drops. Um. All right, we don't have a ton of really powerful 3. We have a ton of 3 drops. Blood Toll Harpies are really good. Alcid probably is more of a 5, but whatever. Servants are really good, and so is Herald. So I think we're just going to cut the Great Heart. We don't really need a 4 in this deck, I don't think. Yeah. We have a very nice removal suite, so we can grind out the game. Then we have Glimpse to finish it off once we build up a nice board. You know, we have a lot of very good bestow creatures as well. I mean, 2 bestow creatures that we're probably looking to just cast on curve because they're that powerful. And then we can suit them up with, these guys. Yeah, I think this is fine. I'm pretty sure. All right, so guys, am I doing this wrong? Let me know in the comments below, because I've been reading the comments and I've been responding to some of the comments, and you guys are giving me a lot of help. Because as I said before, I'm not, pro at this. This isn't something I do all the time. This isn't Channel Fireball. This isn't SCG or Card Kingdom, or Card Kingdom doesn't actually have their own thing. They should. They're a good company. That isn't sponsoring me. I need to get out of the habit of just randomly being like, I'm gonna plug a thing I like. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, tell me how you like the build. If there were some picks that you thought were suspect. If your criticism of my draft is, hey, I didn't like the fact that you didn't take all those green cards, then that's valid. There was a lot of really good green going around at some point, and I probably, if I got into it, could have cut it in the first pack and gotten rewarded. But I'm trying to avoid green because I play a lot of green in this set. I don't play a lot of red in the set, but I think that's because a lot of other people play red and it gets overdrafted and overplayed. So let's just submit this deck, and I will see you guys in